Welcome to Waiting in Retirement. I'm Laura, Mike is operating the camera, and today we are going to talk about the system that we are going to use to travel with our dogs on our extended trip to Mexico, or actually wherever we decide to go in the country. So stay tuned. Hi everyone. So I'm standing beside our Subaru, which is supposedly one of the best and safest vehicles on the road, which we are expecting to do some long travel to Mexico at some point, bringing our dogs. So we have decided that the best way to get our girls there is probably not by flight, although for those that choose that route, that's good for them. Ours would have to go in cargo, and we just feel emotionally it would not be good on my heart to have them do that. So we looked at a bunch of options on how do we get them there. Currently, we have actually a gate that goes in the car that prevents them from going into the front in case we're in an accident. It works well, but it does make me nervous that they'd still get bounced around in the back seat. And that is mostly what we have used for short travel. So if we have to go to the vet or the groomers, certainly nothing on a highway drive or a long haul drive. So we've started to do some research on what can we do to make it safest for our kids, if you will. So we came up with a couple of options. Like, we have the safety gate, we looked at the swinging hammock, thinking that we want to protect our leather seats, and we actually came down to a solution that we think will suit us and our dogs, give them some movement in the back of the vehicle, but also safety-wise. And it was a little bit distressful for the poor dogs to try some of these different things, so we won't go through those. However, what we did decide on was this is a Kurgo harness. It's a Tru-Fit harness. And the reason I chose this one is because it's actually been safety crash tested for dogs up to 75 pounds. So it has the tensile testing, as well as the crash test using a sled test at a university hospital in the US, and it had a good rating of 9.7. The Easy Dog Fit had a rating of 9.8, but the price point difference was quite a bit of a difference. So it was $149 for the Easy Dog, whereas we got two of these for $120 or $60 each, Canadian that is. And I really liked the buckling system. So it can either attach, and we have the harness that you can walk them once we stop that came with it, and it can attach either to the buckle, the seatbelt buckle, or through the harness on the back of the headrest. And we did opt for a Slowton harness. Both of these were purchased through Amazon, and it was a 2-pack for about $25. Now, because our girls are a different size, like we have a golden doodle, and you may as well call her a retriever. She's about 65 pounds on a good day. She's got a mom bod. And then we have a Bernedoodle, who she's about 60 pounds, and she's all legs and very slender. So I have marked them with, you're gonna laugh because it's old school, with fingernail polish. So this is pink for Maple Rose. So this is actually her harness. And I know the buckles might get hot in the summertime if they're left in the car, but the reason I really like these is because it's not the click kind. I preferred this style of harness because it has metal clips. I do worry about the heat, because if we were to leave these in the car, these would act like little mini brandings on them. So I know that they'll be wearing them off, and we have a handling harness or leash to hold on to them when they get out of the car. But it's not a plastic clip. When we saw some of the crash tests, those plastic clips kind of gave way, and our dogs are a little bit on the bigger side. So being metal, I felt a lot better about this. and they're easy to put on. They're a lot easier when they're on them, I'll be honest, than loose like this. But you take it, the buckle with the logo side, you put it through the wider notch, you just slip it up through. Of course, it never looks easy, and then they slip like this. So they're not going to come off no matter how much movement they are around in the back seat. So we've been practicing using these on walks, and we've had a couple of short drives. If you want to follow me, I'm actually going to show you the Slowton harness in the car and give you an idea of what that looks like, as well as we'll get Maple out here and she can actually demo her sitting in the car. So just follow me right here. So as I mentioned, we wanted something that we could easily get the dogs out of the car for a potty break when we're on the road. This harness comes with this handheld thing, and it's got a carabiner. This is the same grade as what mountain climbers use. So again, I'm not as worried about them going and bolting off. And of course, it just clips onto here like that. In the back, we have the Slowton harness. We did get the 2-pack. They're the same colors. I actually opted for a color that kind of matched the car. They didn't unfortunately have beige, but it just goes around the headrest in the back. It also has a seatbelt clip that we can put into the seatbelt, the lower part. But as you can see, this can be extended wider, and it's got a little bit of give. Neither dog's going to be able to get into the front seat, and the only concern that we have had so far is that they will, do a little bit of a dance and these will get crossed. So far it hasn't been a problem, but Maple tends to be the dog that lays down in the back seat, and Tilly tends to be the dog that wants her head out the window or is nosing in the front seat, wants to be the co-pilot. So there are lots of options out there. We've just chosen this particular one because we felt it's what would suit the dogs best, and that's our dogs being mid-sized dogs. So let's get Maple out here. We'll put her harness on her, and you can see her all nicely clipped into the back seat. Sit for mommy. Treats. Good girl. So we're going to put the harness on. The bigger piece goes to the belly. Come on, here. There we go. Gave a little treat to help her put that through her neck. And again, we start with the Kurgo symbol through the loop first. And it latches in. We reach under, grab the other piece, and again, it latches nice and secure. So we've got the clip here. We also have a clip in the front. So again, we have the carabiner with the handle. It easily clips onto the back, just like that. And we got the easy handle so that when we need to pop them out of the car, then we can easily do that for those potty breaks, for both them and for us. Helps to have lots of treats. They like the Charlie Bears. Come on. Nope. She's gonna be a good girl.
Okay.
Mapes, up, up. Good girl. So again, just unclip the carabiner, grab the other harness, click it in, and we are ready to go, aren't we, boo-boo? Here you go. So that's it for this episode, and hopefully if you like our content and like our channel, please feel free to subscribe. This was just an example of a solution that we found that's going to work for our dogs. We'd love to hear more from you and what you found works for you and your dogs on long distance travel. And we will see you next time. Thanks again.